Have you ever wondered why a BTS song can make someone in Seoul, New York, Jakarta, London, or Sao Paulo feel exactly the same emotions? After all, not everyone speaks Korean, and not everyone shares the same culture. Yet millions of people around the world find comfort, hope, and even healing through BTS's music. So what makes their songs so universally powerful? Is it the catchy melodies? The impressive production? Or is there something much deeper happening behind the scenes? Today, we're exploring how BTS writes songs that connect with listeners across the globe. From their deeply personal lyrics and collaborative songwriting process to the creative producer camps and the immersive Bangtan Universe, we'll uncover why BTS has become one of the most emotionally impactful artists of this generation. One of the biggest reasons BTS connects with such a wide audience is their willingness to be emotionally honest. In an industry where pop music often revolves around romance, luxury, or partying, BTS chose a very different path from the beginning. Instead of pretending life is perfect, they openly talk about fear, loneliness, self-doubt, burnout, academic pressure, mental health, and the uncertainty of growing up. These are emotions that almost everyone experiences, regardless of where they live or what language they speak. This openness is especially reflected in the songwriting of the group's rap line. RM, SUGA, and J-Hope. All three members have played major roles in writing lyrics throughout BTS's career, bringing their own personal experiences into the music. RM is known for writing thoughtful lyrics that encourage self-reflection and personal growth. His words often invite listeners to question who they are and what happiness truly means. SUGA frequently writes from a deeply personal perspective, addressing difficult topics such as anxiety, depression, pressure, and the fear of failure. Rather than hiding these emotions, he transforms them into powerful stories that make listeners feel understood. Meanwhile, J-Hope balances optimism with realism. His lyrics often remind fans that even during difficult moments, hope and perseverance remain possible. Together, the three create a balance that feels remarkably authentic. Perhaps the most important thing about BTS's songwriting is that they never present themselves as perfect role models. Instead, they admit their weaknesses, acknowledge their mistakes, and share their fears. Ironically, this vulnerability is exactly what makes them appear strong. Listeners don't connect because BTS claims to have all the answers. They connect because BTS asks many of the same questions people ask themselves every day. Questions like, am I enough? What if I fail? Who am I becoming? And how do I keep moving forward? Those questions are universal. Another key factor behind BTS's worldwide success is the way they combine personal storytelling with global collaboration. As their popularity expanded internationally, BTS didn't simply chase Western trends. Instead, they developed a creative process that brought together talented producers from around the world while protecting the group's unique artistic identity. This happens through large-scale songwriting camps. During these sessions, numerous songwriters, composers, and producers work together to generate ideas. Sometimes hundreds of demos are created before the final version of a song is selected. BTS has collaborated with internationally recognized producers and songwriters such as Diplo, Ryan Tedder, and Ed Sheeran. Each collaborator brings different musical influences, helping BTS experiment with genres ranging from hip-hop and R&B to pop, rock, EDM, funk, and alternative music. But here's the detail many fans don't know. Even during these international collaborations, BTS makes sure at least one member remains actively involved throughout the creative process. This isn't simply about approving lyrics. It's about protecting the emotional identity of the song. No matter how many producers contribute ideas, the final result still needs to sound like BTS. The members often revise lyrics, adjust melodies, suggest structural changes, or reshape concepts so the music reflects their experiences rather than becoming a generic pop track. This balance between global collaboration and artistic control allows BTS to create songs with international appeal while preserving the authenticity that fans value. It's a strategy that combines worldwide expertise with deeply personal storytelling. Another fascinating reason BTS songs resonate so strongly is that they rarely exist in isolation. Many songs become part of a much larger narrative known as the Bangtan Universe, or simply the BTS universe. Rather than releasing disconnected albums and music videos, BTS gradually built an interconnected fictional world spanning multiple years. Characters reappear across different music videos. Certain symbols repeatedly surface. Album notes provide additional clues. Scenes that seem unrelated suddenly make sense after watching another video released months or even years later. This style of storytelling transforms listening into an interactive experience. Instead of simply consuming music, fans become investigators. They analyze lyrics, compare visual details, search for hidden references, and discuss possible interpretations with other fans across social media. The result is a global conversation. An ARMY member in Korea might notice a symbolic object in a music video. Someone in Brazil connects it to earlier album notes. Another fan in Germany discovers a literary reference. Someone in Indonesia explains how it fits into the larger storyline. Together, millions of fans collectively build an understanding that no single person could uncover alone. This collaborative exploration creates a much deeper connection than simply streaming a song. Fans don't just listen, they participate. One of the most remarkable aspects of BTS's global success is the role played by ARMY itself. Because BTS primarily releases music in Korean, international fans naturally began translating lyrics for one another, but they didn't stop at literal translations. Fans also explain cultural references, historical context, literary inspirations, wordplay, and emotional nuances that may otherwise be lost between languages. This means every new BTS release often sparks worldwide discussions that extend far beyond music. People analyze metaphors. They debate symbolism. They compare different interpretations. And through those conversations, listeners often discover meanings they would never have noticed alone. In many ways, BTS's songwriting encourages community. Rather than delivering simple, straightforward messages, their lyrics leave room for interpretation, inviting listeners to reflect on their own lives. One person may hear a song about self-love. Another hears encouragement during depression. Someone else finds motivation after experiencing failure. The same lyrics become deeply personal in different ways for different people. That's an extraordinary achievement for any songwriter. Another reason BTS's music reaches people across cultures is that their themes are fundamentally human. The fear of growing up, the desire to belong, the search for identity, the pressure to succeed, the struggle to love yourself. These experiences aren't limited by nationality. They exist everywhere. Even if listeners don't understand every Korean word immediately, they often recognize the emotions through the members' voices, performances, and storytelling. Music has always been an emotional language, and BTS understands that better than most artists. Their songs remind us that vulnerability isn't a weakness. It's something that connects people. Looking back at BTS's career, it's clear that their global success wasn't built by following a simple formula. Instead, they created something much more meaningful. They chose honesty over perfection. They embraced vulnerability instead of hiding behind polished celebrity images. They welcomed international collaboration without sacrificing their cultural identity. They expanded individual songs into a rich storytelling universe that invited fans to become active participants. And perhaps most importantly, they consistently wrote about experiences that every human being can recognize, regardless of language or background. That combination is incredibly rare. It's why a teenager hearing BTS for the first time can feel understood. It's why longtime fans continue discovering new meanings years after an album's release. And it's why BTS's music continues to resonate across continents, cultures, and generations. At its core, BTS doesn't simply write songs for people to hear. They write songs for people to feel. Now we'd love to hear from you. Which BTS song has connected with you on the deepest emotional level, and why? Do you think their personal lyrics, their incredible storytelling, or their collaborative songwriting process is the biggest reason behind their global success? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's celebrate the music that continues to bring millions of people together around the world.